This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to tell you a personal story about me and my journey with fear. It is very relevant to dog behavior. If you have a reactive or aggressive dog, I'm hoping that this video will help you understand them, modify your approach to training them, and explain how to change their behavior for good. I'm going to let you in on the biggest part of myself outside of dog training, and that's climbing. Again, I promise this is relevant to dog behavior. I can solidly call myself a climber now, but it's still a bit crazy to me because I used to have a crippling fear of heights. When I first moved to Alberta, I did this mountain hike called Hulling. When I looked over the edge at the summit, my knees buckled. They completely gave out underneath me and dropped me on my butt. For deeply personal reasons, I hated feeling that level of fear, and I vowed to myself that I was going to come back and climb the face of that mountain one day. Looking back, it was a funny promise to myself because I knew nothing about climbing and I didn't even know if that mountain was climbable. I took lessons with mountain guides. I spent time looking over cliff edges to get used to heights. I bought a membership to a local climbing gym and I made climbing friends. Some of my friends jokingly called me Elvis because as soon as I was a few feet off the ground, my legs would shake so bad with fear that it looked like I was dancing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now, I do think that there's a danger in humanizing dogs too much, but fear is fear regardless of which species is experiencing it. Many people think that fearful dogs should look like this, but they often actually look like this. I wasn't trying to be dramatic when my legs would buckle or shake, when I froze in fear, or when I said a lot of profanity. My emotions took over and I was reacting rather than thinking.
Woo, Nelly.
My symptoms match what we assume fear should look like, but that's not the only image of fear. Imagine two people in a roller coaster. One might scream while the other one completely freezes. They could be equally terrified, they just display it differently. Dog behaviors like reactivity or aggression that we humans often deem as bad because they're loud, scary, or embarrassing are predominantly based in fear. It might not fit the mold of what you think fear should look like, but that doesn't change the fact that it is. They don't need corrections, they need compassion. They aren't giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. When people say that kind methods or positive reinforcement won't work for difficult behaviors, stop to question whether that statement is true. Positive reinforcement is adding something desirable or rewarding. Without thinking about it, I was using positive reinforcement to get over my fear of heights and climbing. Great snacks, fun friends, verbal praise and encouragement,
Yes!
and gorgeous scenery. I slowly got over my fear as I had more and more positive experiences. Positive reinforcement works even on the tremendous stuff. It's learning theory and it works across all species, which includes your dog. Do you know it wouldn't have made me a happy, willing climber? Being forced up that mountain before I was ready under threat, coercion, or force. Under strong enough conditions, I might have been able to climb that mountain before I was ready, but my fear would not have gotten any better, and in fact, it'd probably be much, much worse. Afterwards, I'd want to stay far, far away from mountains, which would be a shame since they add such richness and happiness to my life. So why are force or corrections the methods commonly used on fearful dogs when we should be using positive reinforcement instead? It's important to note that if you just try substituting treats for corrections with no other changes, that will fail. Watch this video for an in-depth look at why. It's completely okay if you don't know how to help your dog's behavior. There's no shame in admitting that you need help or that you don't have the tools yet. Just like I hired a certified mountain guide to help me learn how to climb outside, there's certified force-free dog trainers that can help you and your dog on your journey. It's normal to need professional help to guide you through difficult, scary, or dangerous things. We can't avoid or prevent every single bad thing from happening, but that doesn't mean that we have to intentionally add them in and call it training or exposure. The more we stack the deck with intentional positive, the easier it is to brush off the unexpected or unplanned bad. We have so much power in shaping our dog's outlook on life, even though we can't control every single thing that happens to them. After years of happy climbing, I fell and fractured my back. It was one really bad moment, but due to the bank of great moments preceding it, I couldn't wait to get back out there. The summit or the end goal might seem far off, but that's okay. There's beauty in the journey too. There's a fitting quote by Andy Rooney. Everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you're climbing it. I was a changed person long before I completed my goal of climbing Hulling. Likewise, your dog and your relationship with them will be transformed long before their behavior is officially fixed. I got to that summit.
No way!
Here she comes. Toppa Haling up the steep side. Woo! Good work, Steph. It's a huge accomplishment. Huge accomplishment. And done in really good style. Super proud of you.
I am so incredibly grateful for everybody that helped me work through my fear. Please consider giving that same gift to your dog.
Yes!